Hey everybody, this is an update on my standard hydrangeas. These are the ones that I've actually trained into a tree form. You can see here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I dug one up and I had already transplanted today. But you can see they're all different heights. And you can choose the height that you want them to be. So this is a Pinky Winky over here, and it is probably my tallest standard hydrangea. So it's probably about 5 feet tall right here because I'm about 5 feet. So these are new shoots that have come up from the previous growth, which is along here. And this tree has been, well, this trunk here is just what's growing. You can see here it's trying to send out new growth down below at the base. So what you can do is take this off and then propagate it again if you don't want another trunk. So since I don't want another trunk, I will definitely take this off and then propagate it again. You can see from where you prune it back, usually with the node below it is where it's gonna send up new shoots. So if you look here for an example, this is the node right here, right below it, where it will send out new growth. So if I had cut it to here, it's going to send up new growth from here. But since I had pruned it back here, right above a node point, this is where all the new shoots are coming in. So now I've got 3 new shoots coming up. Perfect. Not all of them will have 3. This one over here has 3. Sorry, it's really windy today. This one over here only has 2. It only sent out 2 nodes. This is an area where I propagate all of my hydrangeas, so I'm going to show you an example. So if you start a hydrangea from cutting, which I've done quite a few of them, this one here is one that started from cutting. And then if you go in and you cut it really short down at the base, it's going to send out, of course, 2 or 3 new nodes. And then from there, you can trim it back so that it will send out new shoots as well. If you don't do that, you'll end up like this one here, just has 2 shoots. So eventually it's going to flower here, and that's all really I'm going to get. In order for you to get new shoots, you have to prune it, and it's really sad to have to prune it, but for the growth to take, you need to prune it. So like from here, if I cut it from here, it's gonna usually will send out nodes from these 2 points, or you can even go down lower to there. So over here it's the same. If I take it from above, it'll generally send out new shoots from right here where I prune back. So if I want new shoots to come from below the base so it's more stockier, I guess I would go here and prune it back so that new nodes would come from here. It'll send up 2 new nodes, and from here as well. So then I'll get stockier plants as opposed to really weak, just 2 stock plants. This one I cut far back below, so it sent up new shoots really close to the base. Now if you decided, let's say you got one long stem and you want to keep it long, this is what's gonna happen. So this one here, I let it grow to about 8 inches and then I prune it from here. So it sent out all these new shoots at the base right here. So it gives you a little bit of a base as opposed to growing new shoots right at the base or the crown of the plant. So this is how you can start to train a standard hydrangea if you want to. Otherwise, see how this one has four new branches, or whatever you call them, stems. So if you want more and you want it to be bushier, because if you don't do this, well, you'll end up with 4 flowers because each of them will carry a flower. But if you are training them to go into a different place, so you want it bushier, what you want to do is go in. I was going to do it by hand, but I have my pruning shears. So what I'm going to do is just go in and just kind of prune it back a little so it'll send out new shoots right here. So now instead of, I'll have these 4, but each of these 4 will send up 2 new ones. So I'll end up with, double the amount of branching. So if you keep doing this, yes, you will forgo a set of blooms until the new shoots come out. So you'll end up with 2, 4, 6, 8 as opposed to 4. And then those 8, once it goes, because the panicle hydrangea blooms on new wood, you'll have 8 flowers. They'll be smaller than the main one that sends out the new growth. But you'll still have 8 flowers. So instead of 4, you will end up with double the amount of flower. They will be smaller, but it'll still be just as beautiful. So coming over here, I did that to this over here, and you can see it's got more branching starting from the base. It's got a whole bunch of branching, and if I wanted to branch out even more, I would just again go in and tip it. So depending on what you want or what you're looking for, panicle hydrangeas, they're very forgiving. They will forgive you if you do something or if you take too much off. They'll just send new growth out for you. So depending on how you want it, you can play around with it. And you may decide you like one way one year, and the next year you may like one a different way. So I've got a lot of standard as well as bush. Now the bush one I want to use as a hedge for the driveway. So that's why I want it to be really bushy, so that when I put it in the ground, it'll just create a beautiful bushy hedge. And then of course with the standard that you see here, I'm going to put them somewhere kind of like as an entrance to flank the entrance to let you know, hey, this is the entrance. So here's a couple more examples. This one over here, I prune it back and like right before it bushed out, and you can see it's sending out a whole bunch of new growth. I tipped it here, and right below it sent out a couple more growth, but the main branch itself right here is sending a whole bunch of others. So this one is pretty good. I'm just gonna let it be. But again, like I said, if I want it to be really bushy, just go in, trim it right here so that it'll send out new shoots from those nodes that I've cut off. So really easy. Here's another youngling standard. And you see the branches is really small. I think this is probably a 2nd year. And then I prune it back and it sends out all these new growth. The new growth is this beautiful red color looking ones. So yeah, really simple, really easy. If you want to make your hydrangea really bushy, you have to go in and you have to prune them. Otherwise, what happens is, like this one, I didn't do a good job of it. So you can see here at the base, sorry, I'm in the sun. Let me get in the shade, maybe it'll show better. Here's the base, and it sent out 3 new stalks. And I haven't really done anything with it, so it's gonna flower and just give me 3. Since I don't really want 3 and I want more, I'm gonna go in right here, prune off right there. There's a 3 flower right here, so hopefully it'll send up nodes. There should be nodes right there. It'll send out, whether it send out 3 new ones or 2. Here I'm gonna do the same. And over here I'm gonna do the same. So now it'll branch right here, send 2 more branches, hopefully 3 here, 2 here, and then I will get more stocky, more full plant. And then of course you can always use these for new cuttings, so it's always exciting to do. This one is the same here. I let it grow and it only has 3, so I'm probably going to go in and tip it, and then hopefully it'll get more bushy. Now if you don't want a long stalk like how I have this here, early springtime would have been the best time to do it, but you would go in at the base, cut it here so it sends out 2 new shoots, and then from then you just prune the new shoots until it sends out more growth. So that is it, you guys. I hope this video was very helpful for you, and I hope you enjoy gardening just as much as I do. Happy gardening, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.